to Tough Crit. Sorry we're running a little behind again today. We had some technical difficulties.
With that camera.
Yeah. Looking at you, camera 3. But welcome to the inaugural session of our D&D campaign that will go on for who knows how long. Before we get started, a few quick things. To stay up to date on when we're streaming, what we're doing, how that is all going, we're on across all the social media stuff. We're on Twitter as @ToughCrit, @TheBraveBoys, Facebook is the same, Instagram is the same. That's most of it, I think, actually.
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah. So, with that being said, we're going to go around the table real quick, and if you guys wouldn't mind just introducing yourselves, tell us who you're playing, any description you want to give us of that person, feel free. We'll start with you, Nathan.
My name's Nathan. I'll be playing Zaccus Rakelock. Zaccus Rakelock was, without getting too far into his backstory, he's a born-again paladin. He had a roguish past, and finally kind of came to the light of Palor. He was about to go on a mission trip with these fine airboat people, trying to really get that word across. He dresses in a very preppy sense, pink polos, has a very nice half cape.
Yeah, all custom.
All custom with Palor on all of it.
He's a part of the Young Paladins.
Oh yeah.
He's very branded. Very branded.
Turning Paladin USA.
He's got that soul patch. He's got that man bun. And he's here for the kids. Turn him to a lot of Palor.
Right on down the line.
How do you follow that?
How do you follow a young Republican on a D&D campaign? You don't. You post about it. I'm Taylor Higginbotham. I'll be playing Akkar Aekenbotom. He's a wood elf from the southern tip of some forest I forgot the name of.
Austin.
Yes. He's traveled all over, and he had a good idea of what traveling would be, but now he's kind of trying to settle down and take things a little bit more realistically, I think. And he has no idea who these people are.
I am Brad McKenzie, and I'll be playing Gibbol Hayward. I am a gnome ranger, accompanied by my best friend and my companion, Dak Dak, the pygmy emu, who rides upon my shoulder and helps me out when he can. Because he is still a very small emu.
Example of a portable emu.
Portable emu, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Fernando Garcia. I'm playing a Protector Aasimar as an arcane archer. His name is Ammo. Backstory-wise, I was kidnapped as a child. And not sure if Paladin guy really has something to do with it, but yeah, that's the extent of my backstory.
Alrighty.
Alright, I'm Samantha Zukerman. I'm playing Larissa Skultanis Boneman, or Lars for short. She is a wizard necromancer, and she is just trying to do the best that she can by the Raven Queen, God bless her.
There's two people at this table.
All right.
They're gonna be beef. They're gonna be beef.
All right. Are you guys all ready to hop on in?
Ready when
I
you
don't
are.
think so, man.
Yeah.
Alrighty. You awaken to the soft creaking of wood as you gently sway in your lumpy bunks. The listing of the airship, while not as intense as that of its seafaring siblings, is noticeable but steady. Frost creeps inwards from the steel frame of the porthole on the wall. A yellowish-orange globe of arcane energy casts a dim light and warmth over your kind of closet of a room. You found yourself aboard the Iris, a glass-bottom airship making its maiden voyage toward the mysterious floating islands known as Thaleoth.
Glass-bottom airship is really cute.
It's my next band name. Each of you have your own reasons for making this trek into the skies. Curiosity, a thirst for finding that which is yet to be discovered, exploring the unknown. Perhaps you're running from your past. Perhaps your past isn't as far behind as you would like. Maybe it was simply the hands of fate guiding you along your path towards destiny. You hear the muffled bong of a large bell above deck. Through the thin walls of your single cabins, you can make out various bumps and bustling as the other patrons of the tour begin to awaken and roam about the ship. You all rise, get dressed, grab your various belongings, anything that you keep on you at most times, and exit your cabins. You make your way down the long hallway of stained pine, up the curved wooden staircases, and through the swinging double doors. You're greeted by a blast of chilly morning air, which is surprising for summer, but being so high up in the air, it's very, very chilled air. A splotchy layer of clouds floats gently beneath you, painted gold, pink, and purple as the sun crests over the curved horizon, a sight that a lot of you are seeing, actually all of you probably are seeing for the very first time being up this high. The sun itself is still in the early stages of eclipse, signifying the start of the summer solstice. A thick wooden mast reaches up even further in the sky, fastened to which are two boulder-sized crystals of glowing jade that let out a low hum. Billowing green and white sails pull taut and drag the ship forward. On deck, small crowds have begun to gather around the large ovular windows that look down upon the clouds currently, through the deck. In the distance, clearer than ever before, you see the massive floating island of Thaleoth. Even from this distance, you see lush greenery and waterfalls cascading down past rocky, inverted mountains. As you let the natural beauty of this mystical sight wash over you, you find yourselves on board the viewing deck of the Iris. What would you like to do?
Gibbol would like to look the opposite way of the island and just notice how far away from anything lush and green he is. In this moment, he is elated.
Yeah, roll a perception check, actually.
That is a 15.
15? So yeah, off in the distance, and not quite a speck, but so small, you see the continent of Zaccus, from which you set sail, where all of you reside and live. And it's so small in the distance, and you just see a vast ocean surrounding it.
Nice. I enjoy that as a free action.
I stare blankly at the floating island. It's the only place I haven't been.
Yeah, and it is
explored.
quite a sight to behold.
This is the maiden voyage, right? This is like
this is the first ever exploration being sent, and you all know that the plan is not to like go and touch down and explore. This was a tour that you bought passage on that is going to do a flyover, essentially like 100 feet up over the surface. First time that's ever been done. You're probably more familiar with this island than most, coming from the southern tip of Hoston, which is one of the most visible areas during the solstice that Thaleoth was actually first seen from.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's amazing seeing it up this close with so much wildlife and nature just kind of spilling over the sides.
Yeah. Cool. I don't have to roll for anything.
Do I,
Actually, could I have the three of you roll perception checks as well? This will be separate from your check.
Okay.
It's Lars, Gibbol, and Akkar.
It's 15.
Wait, so I don't have to roll one?
That's a nat 20, baby!
you said,
Pew, 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 pew.
We gotta have like.
We gotta get us
poppers.
something.
Hey, tough crit, bud.
Hey, tough crit, bud.
That's not it.
I think it just became it.
I feel like that's more for like natural ones, like ooh, tough crit, bud.
Tough crit, bud. Yeah. Tough crit, bud. I don't know how to do it.
That shit's tough.
16.
16, 15, and
Nat 20, like I
natural
said,
20.
baby.
Right, we had a whole conversation about it.
Tough crit, bud.
Yeah. Still don't think it's real.
So the two of you, you notice several. It's pretty bustling on deck. It's a pretty packed tour. It's kind of amazing that you each managed to have your own individual bunks, but then seeing how small they were, it wasn't that surprising.
Fuck off.
For those of you at home, Taylor's yelling at a cat.
The fattest cat in the world.
Yeah, if you're
Pulling the
wondering what
carpet
that
up under our
jingling meowing
camera.
sound is.
Jesus.
The two of you, Akkar and Lars,
Yeah.
you see each other, the way that you have all described yourselves earlier.
Across the
Actually,
room, your eyes meet.
Fernando, if you want to give a physical description of what they see, I think we got.
Yeah,
everybody
so
else.
it's basically just like hooded and it's like, oh, you stare to the eyes.
Yeah, so
Wow.
it's just a very
With
very
leather
covered
armor.
figure. And where are you on the ship? Just kind of standing,
I'm
chilling.
on the poop deck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean everybody is. So yeah, we'll say you're kind of like. Are you more like looking through a window, or are you kind of like leaning on the edge?
I'm gonna say lean on the edge.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you see a very heavily cloaked figure leaning on the edge and kind of just looking out and taking in the island as well. However, Gibbol, you recognize a familiar silhouette. Very, very small, even smaller than you. Appears to be a halfling child. Wearing a long cloak that's a little bit too big for him, with his hood pulled up, but you kind of catch him just as he kind of like turns to the side, and you make eye contact with Banjo Houlihan,
Oh, Banjo!
the boy that you previously saved from bandits.
Yeah.
You see him on deck still.
The only reason I'm on this airship is because his mom gave me the ticket.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you see, and he's still wearing his kind of silvery pants with the silvery pinstripes. He's got curly brown hair and a tattered brown cloak that's a little too big, clean white tunic, and black kind of like harem style pants with a really low crotch, with silver down the
Hammer
sides.
pants,
Yeah. And yeah, you notice that he's on board. You don't see
MC Halfling pants.
you don't see his mother though, Bobby Ann Houlihan.
We don't see Bobby Ann
She's not
Houlihan?
present.
Alright. I stroll over. I hit him on the back. I go, oh, Banjo! What's up?
Well, hi. Just enjoying the adventure. We're about to see the island for the first time. I'm real excited.
I know, it's gonna be fun, right?
Yeah, apparently we're the first people to ever get to see it this close, and that's just great for me. I can't wait.
Oh, cool, man. I'm glad you're excited. I'm glad we saved your life so you could see this.
Me too. Honestly, it gave me kind of like a thirst. Like I need to go out and see it all. You know?
Yeah?
Yeah. So I figured why not start here with something nobody ever seen before.
Cool. Jump over. See what else there is. Just kidding. Stay here. Where's your mom?
You see as he kind of like thinks about it for a second. She's still in the cabin because she's not feeling too well, so she didn't want to come up on deck.
All right. Well, tell her I'm mucking about, and if y'all see me, I'll see you later.
Yeah, we'll do, and I'm sure I'll see you around. It's a real small boat.
Real small boat.
And as you kind of
Bigger
steer
for
away,
us, right?
the two of you,
I rib 'em.
having met Gibbol before,
Yeah.
notice this interaction happening. If
Yeah.
you would like to do
Absolutely.
anything at this point.
Hey, Gibbol, what was that all about?
No, that's the little kid we saved.
Yeah, I know Banjo. What was that all about?
No, I just told him hi.
What did he say?
That he was pumped to be here, and thank you for saving his life. And so I guess thank you to you, too, because you
Oh.
helped. His mom's sick, though, which is a bummer. She's missing this.
His mom's sick.
Sick.
Kid, is your mom really on this boat?
Oh, he gone.
Yeah, she's just below deck. Roll an insight check.
16?
That's a new
Oh, yeah,
person.
he's lying.
That's a new personality trait I'm writing down. Gibbol just trusts kids.
I like that you write characters that are nothing like you, Brad.
Oh no, I fucking hate kids.
I'm gonna lean down real close in his face and I'm gonna say, what on the green earth is wrong with you?
Not on Earth.
I don't know what you mean. Everything's fine here. I didn't get the seasickness. That was all Mama. She's all downstairs.
Your
She
mama
got
is
her-
not downstairs.
Banjo, cut the shit. Where's your mom?
She's back home. Back
Why
in
is she back
Fangris.
home?
Well, because she's got business to run.
Why didn't you tell her you were coming up on this ship?
You don't know I didn't tell her.
Why would you be lying about your mom?
Banjo, come on.
You don't know this thing I just admitted.
Well, she's always telling me about how adventuring is for strong folk and big folk and how they should be the ones
Are you
doing it.
either of those things?
I can be strong. I'm real strong.
But are you right now?
Not like right at this moment. but I
They
can
want you to
be.
stay very close to us. Is that understood?
Yeah, that's fine. Do I still get to look at the island?
Of course you do.
Works for me.
Hey, you can stick around.
And then we are delivering you right back to your mama.
All right. I mean, we'll see.
Again. You know, like that time we saved your life.
You remember?
That one wasn't my fault. I didn't even leave that time. She was there with me. I got taken. You saw. Those were big, strong men.
Well, during this time, Zaccus is kind of walking around, praising Paylor. He's real close to Paylor. Very excited about that.
Because Baylor's like the sun motherfucker,
Oh,
right?
he's the sun god. God of the sun.
Cool.
Real about that. Hates undead, loves the living, loves the sun. Makes everything real.
Oh shit, y'all are gonna beef so hard.
So are you like...
Zaccus he's kind of testing some of the rails and like looking at ropes and stuff and like putting his weight on certain railing, kind of pushing on it.
Okay. As you,
maple, good.
as you do so, a tall Furbolg man, probably good like 6.5 feet tall, walks over to you. He's got kind of short black hair that kind of flips out at the ends, cow-like ears that kind of stick out from the side, thin layer of fur over all of him that's just kind of a soft brown with some kind of white splotch areas and a little bit of a goatee situation. He walks up to you. Sir, please stop leaning on the railing. That's against regulations.
Oh, I'm just checking the safety, you know, in the light of Paylor, you know. Gonna be out here to really check out this island for the first time, be the first person. Bring the light of Paylor to these floating islands.
Yeah.
Go away. Go away.
Sir, I'm gonna have to insist that you don't
we're good.
continue leaning
We're
on
good,
the
we're
rail.
good here. We're real good here.
Roll a persuasion check. At disadvantage.
That's just Cameron. That's not you. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Ah, yes! At disadvantage, so see if you roll lower, Doug.
I got an 8.
8? No, sir, I can't leave. This is my position on the ship. I've got to be here in order to grab these lines in case we need to change direction.
Soul's in danger, son. Zaccus walks off.
And he just kind of like watches you.
Directly to the other side.
Heavy sigh. And then he kind of like leans back on the railing.
Which is not regulation.
Hey!
Anybody else? Anything in particular that you're doing on deck?
I know, we're together.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
three are
we're all
chilling.
kind of, yeah.
Still just kind of hanging out, looking over the edge.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stare at that weird paladin guy just ranting around.
I guess
Yeah.
I go from. I was at the other side of the boat, now I'm closer to them.
Yeah.
As I'm more furtively seeing what the good railing is.
Yeah.
About how many
Yeah, for
people,
sure.
About how many people are up here?
There are about probably like 10 to 15 in total.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Very exclusive.
Yeah, so we're like a third of the group.
Tickets. So
Yeah, so I
those of
see
you
them.
who didn't receive your tokens for entry, tickets to this were pretty fucking expensive. It was like 40 gold pieces that you spent to get passage on this ship. It wasn't like
Yeah. I would've been
this
able
was
to-
meant for the upper echelons
Time
of
is
society.
appreciated.
So the fact that you guys managed to save up enough to be able to kind of make your way. At this point, a voice calls out over the crowd. Well, good morrow, intrepid adventurers. I hope you all had a good night's rest in preparation for today's trek into the unknown. And what a privilege it is for us to be aboard the Iris for her maiden voyage to the skies of Thaleoth. My name is Tanya, and I'll be your guide into adventure.
Oh my god.
For those of you who are keeping track, Tanya is spelled T'(AHN) space YA. Tanya.
You have a 100% been on a fucking cruise.
Now remember, this is an interactive experience and we're all learning together. Feel free to ask any questions that pop into your little noggins by just raising up your hand. Now everybody practice with me. Ready? Very good. Very, very good.
That goes,
Raises a little wing up. In just a few moments, we'll be cresting over the cliffs of Thaleoth for the first time, so keep your eyes peeled, everybody. Did you have a question, ma'am?
I do have a little bit of a question. Are you implying to us right now that y'all have not tested out this flight path before just taking passengers?
The flight path, no, has not gone through yet, but we have very rigorously tested the ship, and it is very, very safe, as you can see, going around and knocking on railing and pulling on things and pushing on things. It's all very, very safe.
Benlor likes me.
She kind of
be
side eyes at you, but does not break her smile.
Is there any alcohol on this ship?
Well, there will be drinks served below deck a little bit later on, for those of us that are of an acceptable age to be doing so.
Hell yeah!
As this woman is talking, it's a human woman with blonde hair kind of pulled tightly up into a bun, with a small blue hat that sits atop her head, kind of like a fez but without the tassel and it's blue. She has a big smile on her face. Her eyes are always kind of like a little squinted because she's so happy about everything. She's got like one little curl on either side that kind of comes
Do
up
we have
around.
the same cruise ship director?
It's very
This is
possible.
not in character.
It's very possible. So, as you guys are all just kind of standing around and waiting,
Zaccus raises his hand.
yes, sir. What can I help you with?
Is there a rope storage somewhere?
Rope storage?
Rope storage, yeah. I'm just looking for about 100, 150 feet of rope. Just, for my cabin.
I'm gonna watch him carefully.
Well, all of the ropes that we have stored on board are in use for the ship and they all have their own necessary use for certain sails
Of course,
lifting certain things up. We don't really have a rope shop board.
So there's not like a rope storage building?
Not particularly, no. All the ropes are kind
I
of
don't
in
really understand
use.
airships.
And as you kind of look up and around, there are a shit ton of ropes that are just kind of like crossing and connecting certain things and holding sails in place, and various types of knots that are kind of tied around, keeping things where they need to be. Not a lot of just kind of loose ropes around. It's a very like they knew there were going to be people on this. They're not just leaving shit out.
I feel
thank you,
I
ma'am.
feel
A lot of
concerned
paper
as a
money.
free action.
Yeah, and blessings to you as well.
You blessed me with Taylor, not at all.
A little quick question.
yes.
What do we do in the event of an emergency?
In the event of an emergency, we'll make an emergency landing. And the benefit of the airships is that they also function as ships on the sea. So if we have to go down, it'll be completely safe, and we'll make our descent and we'll land upon the ocean. And as she's saying this, in the background, you notice that Thaleoth is pretty much right above you, and the ship begins to raise. You hear a voice call out from behind, "Bringing her up!" And you see is a tiefling woman standing kind of at the back of the ship, where the thing that steers it is that I don't remember the name of.
Steering wheel.
Yeah. It's like a mast. Is that what a
Yeah,
mast
the
is?
mast.
There we are. Yeah.
It's the masthead.
Yeah,
Ah,
the
yes.
mast itself is the
You see her standing at the masthead, and she reaches over, and there are these strange kind of levers that stick up out on either side of it.
Those are gears.
Yeah, she pulls one, and the ship begins going upwards. Smooth rocks eroded by ever-falling water rush past you now, 100 feet away. You can feel the misty waterfall on your skin as it mingles with the clouds surrounding you. You see now, beneath you as you crest over the side, through the glass viewing windows, exotic and colorful plants that speckle the green tropical grass of Thaleoth, with ruby red sand kind of filling in the spaces in beneath. Can I have everybody make a perception check?
Yeah, can I yell at the plants while I'm doing it?
You can try. They're pretty far away. Still.
Okay. I'll just see
You're
the
like
perception.
100 feet up at this
Yeah.
point.
I'll just see the perception.
This
That's
is
fine.
dirty 20.
20,
That's a 12.
12, 20,
10.
10,
17.
17.
1 whole 8.
The two of
Very
you,
charismatic.
Ammo and Akkar, looking down through the glass viewing, you see this beautiful, strange type of flora and fauna. Not so much fauna yet, but flora that you don't recognize. Have never seen anything like it before. But then something catches your attention. You hear a few gasps around you as it appears other patrons of the tour have noticed as well. A large winged creature flying upwards You said dirty 20?
Yes.
Large winged creature flying upwards. And you just happen to notice Akkar. You hear kind of interruptions in the humming that you heard coming from the crystals earlier. As you kind of turn around to investigate, you see two more coming down from above. I need everybody to roll initiative.
Yeah.
Can I do something real quick before we go into that?
Now are these
That's what it is.
Are these winged
Is
plants?
Banjo near me?
Yeah, Banjo is kind of standing in between the three of you, and actually,
Tough crit.
Tough crit. It's just initiative.
it's a tough crit.
It's just
You guys want to
initiative.
grab your minis? I'm gonna flip this bad boy over.
Whoa!
For those of you at home, ship. I drew it.
Take a
and
screenshot.
and it took me a really long time. It didn't. I did this in like 5
We're on the
minutes.
Lido deck.
Right quick, I'm just gonna grab Banjo and cast Mage Armor on it.
Okay, I'll allow that. Okay, so
I position both Lars and Banjo behind me.
I need a book.
I'm guessing these are the glass things.
Yeah, I thought we were a little
Are
bit
these so
front right.
these circles are the glass?
Will you please?
Are
With your
the
arms.
viewing parts?
Yeah, go ahead and place yourselves where you would like to be, or where you were canonically.
Do we got a banjo?
I made a rhyme. Oh yeah, let's have a
We need a little guy for banjo.
little guys are in this box.
I'll be
Let's
over here.
use the first thing that I grab, which is gonna be a werewolf. Just imagine it's a tiny little halfling boy who's roughly 13
I'm
to
gonna
15
imagine
years
the
old.
hell out of that. He's between us. We pushed him behind us. Here.
Wait, where am I? I'm the zombie.
Where'd you want to be?
Oh yeah, she's the mummy
I'm
for
next to
Lars.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, has everyone rolled initiative?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wonderful. Give me just one moment to do the same thing. That's not what it said it would be. There it is. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't do it.
Anybody 25 to 20?
22.
22.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that's not bad. 20 to 15.
16.
16?
You can go ahead and drop me in the bottom, man. I rolled a 1.
That's very true. Well, what's your dex mod?
It's my initiative's +3, so it's a 4 total.
Say 4.
I still do
just
not
gonna-
think anyone's gonna bust out a 4.
I'm on 12.
12?
Yeah.
Neat. And
A whole 5.
5?
Shazoo.
This is why we ask.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Make a quick thing for myself. I have note cards. I had note cards. Where did I put note cards? Oh, there we go. Sorry, everybody. So we got ammo, a card,
I'm an adult.
Zaccus.
Hey, number 1. I see you. You see these other dice I can replace you with at a moment's notice? Remember that.
I'm guessing
Yeah,
this
that's
is.
right, you tell
I'm
those
guessing this is a
guys.
masterpiece here. This dark spot.
Yes, that dark circle in the center is
Like a
the mast.
A risen mast. Okay.
It goes up and leads to like a crow's nest area.
For
on that
sure.
ship.
About how high there are all these things.
I crow.
All of the sails and stuff are about like 30 feet above your heads.
Okay.
Is the bottom of the sails, and they go up to about maybe 50 feet above your heads.
I assume
Okay.
these are steps leading upward.
Yes.
Okay.
So there are currently perfect. 2 of those boys. Actually, let's use the ones that match. Up top, and one of them quickly approaching from the bottom.
Danger frogs?
Pretend they're wyverns. All I have are bullets.
Danger frogs.
We also have civilians.
How many civilians we got?
More than that. I'm just gonna
Do
grab.
we know any of these people?
You know Banjo.
Then I don't care about the rest of them.
So there's
And then tour guide.
Do we have a banjo out there yet?
We do.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
a
Yeah, he's the
werewolf.
little werewolf.
That's right. That's right.
And I assume most of these people are like rich people.
Yes.
Okay.
I hate them
They're-
more as a free action.
There is a, like, before all of this shit started going down, there was like a family of 3, and the dad was like setting up an easel as the mom and the kid were standing over by the side, and he was, capturing the moment for his family.
As slow as possible.
All right. Those are all just people.
Sure.
Capturing the
Okay.
hours.
Okay. That's going to bring us to Ammo. You are up first. This guy is about here, level with the ship now. And those ones are both like 100
Perched on
feet
the
up.
match? No, perched on the mast or
Not quite yet. They're
Okay,
still approaching.
They're okay.
So, Ammo.
I'm gonna take out my bow and shoot a. Hold on.
Let's get some battle music going.
Get that battle playlist rolling.
No, that's not the one. Here we go.
Now, I'm gonna go ahead and
Anxiety music.
use a shadow arrow.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna try
This
to.
guy named
On which
Shot
one?
over here has a shadow arrow ready.
Was that?
On which one?
This one right here.
Okay, go for it. Roll an attack.
That's a, what was that, 15, 16, plus 8?
Machi.
Yeah, that'll hit. So go ahead and roll damage.
So 1d8 and an extra
Glowing eyes get good accuracy.
and an extra 2d6 physical damage. 5, 6, 10 damage, and
10.
And then you have to succeed on the wisdom saving throw, or get anything farther than 5 feet away until the start of.
Whoa, that's cool.
That is neat.
Yeah.
That is wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. I don't know what mine is at this point, actually.
That's an 18 to
It's an
save.
18. Would I have to be? What do I? Is that passive versus my passive wisdom? Is that right?
You should have a spell save DC, which would be for a fighter. I'm not sure what it is for your class.
I would guess.
Because I have that right there, but I don't know if it's.
If go to your
No, it's
quick build
perception.
at the beginning. It's either going to be wisdom, charisma, or intelligence.
I would guess wisdom.
That would be my guess as well for an archer.
That's what I'm guessing. Well, since it's a fighter, that's where it gets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to call it wisdom for now.
So yeah, it'll be your
I will.
wisdom.
We'll check this out during the break and get it solidified. But for now, your DC is going to be your proficiency. It's going to be 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your wisdom modifier.
13.
So 13. Yeah.
13. Okay, so it succeeds
Right.
and can still see, but it does take an arrow to the neck, and it didn't like that. That's going to bring us to unless you've still got movement and a bonus action. If there's anything else you want to do.
Do I recognize these things at all?
Roll me a nature check. I don't get to do these very often. You'd be surprised at how many people just don't care what they're fighting.
Yeah, it's like survival. It's like Steve Irwin out there punching shit.
Unnatural 20, 17 plus 3.
Yeah, you recognize these pretty immediately. You have these on Vassacre in certain areas. These are wyverns.
Okay. I'm gonna yell out this information for everyone else to hear.
Okay.
So that way I don't have to.
But how do you do it? How are we receiving this
Loudly.
information?
Wyverns! Like wyverns are.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Somebody yells wyverns
Yeah, classic NPC move.
through cloth.
Scream the thing of the name so we know the name of the thing.
That brings us to Akkar.
Oh shit, I thought they were flight buffalo.
I thought they were tough.
This one is on the ship.
This one is hovering just over it.
Level with the ship, yeah.
Yeah, and you see the wyvern has its head reared back. They don't have like front arms like dragons do. They just have the wings.
Okay. Any little handsies on those, or just?
No, they do have like back claws,
Okay.
but
Legs and wings, baby, that's a wyvern.
Really, I think I'm just gonna take his turn to prep in action. I think just like there's nothing
Okay.
immediate.
Are you- so are
just
you,
want
like-
to keep like Lars and Banjo behind me for sure.
Okay. So in comparison to that one, or in comparison to like all three?
All three, just kind of away.
Okay. So yeah, you're pretty much in that position already.
Yeah.
Cool. So you're just holding for now.
I think
If
so.
you want-
I'm very much interested in this shadow arrow firing motherfucker very suddenly.
So if you want, you can hold an action. Like if there has to be like a specific trigger. So you can say like I'm gonna hold my attack, and
for
if
sure.
a wyvern gets in our melee range.
Yeah, I'll hold flurry of blows until melee range for sure.
Okay. So flurry of blows is a bonus action. You can use your action to attack.
Yeah.
But you couldn't do a flurry of blows because you're just saving the action, essentially. It allows you to go out of turn and wait for something, but you have to wait for that trigger, and you can only do the one thing. So if you want to move or have a bonus action situation, you should do that now.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not a bunch I could do.
Okay.
But yeah.
So yeah, you're
just
standing there preparing
standing
to attack.
out there ready.
Preparing to attack anything that comes close. That brings us to Zaccus.
Zaccus grabs his shield and his warhammer off his back, which is lucky because he doesn't normally just walk around ship with that. But he,
Yeah,
his first
never
time
know.
seeing it, he wanted to look cool in front of the rest of the
Yeah.
patrons. It's
Yeah.
really bad.
Shining that light of Palor
Shining
into
that
their
light of
lives.
Palor. Gotta look tough. So, and the wyverns are still pretty high up there.
Yeah, these two are 100 feet up. This one is like 10 feet above deck and 10 feet away.
Well,
We'll
these
say
could
5
be.
feet.
I saw this shady-looking guy shoot some shady-looking arrows at them. They might be good wyverns. So I'm gonna cast Detect Evil and Good.
Okay.
Which it's just a
Can you-
30-foot sphere.
Can you, that just lets you know, does that let you know like what type of thing it is, or does that just tell you if it's good or if it's evil?
It tells you if it's good or if it's evil. For the duration, if you know there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as
Okay.
where the creature is located. Similarly, you know if there's a place or object within 30 feet of you that's been magically consecrated or desecrated.
Okay, you get 3 blips of undead.
3 blips of undead. Mm-hmm. All right. Ready to fucking smite. So he runs towards the prow of the ship to try to.
Okay, so you can get to about here. Each little
It's
hexagon
10.
is 5 feet.
I have a speed of 30.
He's gonna
Yeah.
slide.
We'll just put you on that boy. There we go.
Well, I go to the prow of the ship, and that was that spell is an action, so I just get there and get ready to fight this guy coming over.
Yeah, and
Because
you've
undead
already
reverns are not fucking cool.
right. You've already activated your smite.
Track guard.
No, I haven't. I don't have to activate that.
I
That
think
just
you
happens when
yeah.
I hit.
Yeah. Okay, so that brings us to.
But I'm super ready to smite because I think that these.
Yeah,
these
so you could
guys
do
are
you could do the same situation essentially as Akkar, where you just run forward and hold your action for when something gets close enough to hit it,
Yeah.
if you'd like to.
Well, you use an
No,
action.
no, I use the action as that spell is an action.
What spell?
The
Good and evil.
Good and evil. That's right.
Yeah.
Right. My bad. Okay. So on that note, this wyvern is going to rush forward at the closest person, and it's going to try and bite you.
Zaccus might get bit.
Zaccus. That is 19 to hit. I'm not sure what your AC is with your shield and all that shit.
Yeah, I'm at 19, so that hits.
19? Okay. Alrighty, so you
I don't know why I was
take.
I washed over it.
Like I'm getting used to this one too.
So, as the wyvern flies forward furiously, you take 10 points of damage as its snake-like neck kind of rears back before lashing out and just kind of catching you on the shoulder and then pulling back. And you can see, you all see is kind of a trail of blood kind of squirts out following the teeth as the wyvern's head pulls back, and you hear Zaccus let out a "Rrrr," or something.
Hey, Lord!
Then the other two wyverns
Hey, Lord, dang it.
are going to descend about 50 feet And then they're both going to start attacking the crystals.
Trying to crash our ship.
Okay. One of them reaches out and bites down, and its tooth pops off, and it takes 4 points of damage because it rolled a natural 1.
Tough crit, buddy.
Tough crit.
We're gonna say that was the one that took the arrow to the throat.
Hell
It's like
yeah.
its whole day is off.
Bad day. Can get worse.
Say a sad story.
I remember when
The
I
other
got
one,
shot
however,
with an arrow in the
hits.
throat.
Classic. Classic Mondays.
Actually. Oh shit.
That one's name is
So,
Garfield.
I'm gonna hop back over to this guy real quick. He gets 2 attacks. He's also going to whip out with his tail, lunges forward.
Oh,
Jesus.
And he's going to try and sting you.
Tough grit. I'm trying to learn Cameron's facial expressions.
It's a 23. They are
For that
purposely vague, and you're welcome.
I don't know, like your jaw moves when something bad happens back there.
So that hit,
It's a
correct?
melee attack? Yeah. that
Yeah.
hits.
Okay. So that's gonna be. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Hachi machi.
So you take 7 points of piercing damage as the stinger forces its way through your armor into your skin, and then you feel almost like getting a shot, like this burning liquid enter your bloodstream.
14.
14. 14 fails.
Boy.
Cheesy.
Boy.
That's fine.
You take 8 more points of poison damage.
Are you unconscious?
No, I still have 19 more points.
What the fuck?
He's like front stage too, so everyone is watching. This dude.
I try to be real cool, and I just got...
You just, as a free action, check the railing.
Then, the second wyvern at the top manages to bite into the crystal.
Does anything of interest happen to the crystal?
Yes, it begins to crack,
Oh.
and chunks of it begin to fall away, and the ship kind of shakes and shudders, and you hear wood beginning to kind of creak more loudly. That's going to bring us to...
Can I raise my hand as a free action?
On your turn. We'll get there. That's going to bring us to Lars.
I just want to talk to Tanya for a second.
You'll have a chance on your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna lean down to Banjo. I'm gonna put both my hands on his shoulders, and I'm gonna say, find a place to hide, and I'm gonna cast invisibility on him.
Okay, so you turn Banjo invisible. And yeah, he vanishes. Unseen.
Alright.
You hear him kind of go,
And then I'm just gonna kind of stand my ground, I suppose, because that was my
Can
name.
you still see him since you cast invisibility?
all
I was gonna
right.
say,
Yeah.
do we know if he's hidden?
Yeah, I know. That's my
That
main
brings
question.
us to, actually, unless there's anything else you want to do,
I cannot do anything more.
that brings us to Banjo's turn. Banjo Houlihan, invisibly,
Now invisible.
is going to move through y'all's space, kind of walk over this way, and you watch as before you, appearing out of thin air, Banjo appears. The invisibility drops. And you see him standing there, and he's actually looking back at you, and he goes, thank you, Miss Lars, but I ain't afraid of these guys. I'm a big boy. And as he says this, his body grows. And you see as his pants shimmer before his body enlarges, and the small short sword on his back resembles more of a great sword now, and he's actually taller than all of you.
Cool!
And just rippling with muscle, and he draws the sword out. That's his bonus action. He's gone 20 feet, 25, 30, 40. He's gonna get to right there, and he's gonna actually reach into one of his pants pockets. And you watch as he pulls out almost an impossibly long, for having been inside there, javelin. And he's going to throw it at this wyvern.
Oh, shit, Banjo.
What the fuck, man? I asked if you were strong and you're being all cool about it.
Banjo!
As you guys are saying this, and he tosses his javelin, which hits. That's going to be 6 points of damage to that wyvern in the front. And as he does so, he turns around and with a free action, he'll just kind of look at you guys and be like, I brought my big boy pains. And
Banjo, I'm gonna kill you when you're small again.
that brings us to
Do I see
Gibbol.
this? Do I see this instead
Oh, yeah.
of facing away?
Yeah, we'll say that you kind of look over your shoulder as you see this small
As I
halfling
got
getting large.
stabbed, I just see this tiny thing get huge.
Also, as that happens, the ship kind of begins to under where he's the side that he's standing on. Gibbol.
I raise my hand.
Tanya, with her reaction, looks over. Yes, sir.
Is
Still
this part of
smiling.
it? Is this part of this?
No.
Okay. So I pull up my longbow. I aim for the already javelin hit wyvern at the front
Yeah.
because it's the one that is most immediately biting people. Because I don't know what the fuck the crystals do.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true.
Yeah. So
They're just loud. And
they're just loud. So I'm throwing at the one that's actually hurting people.
Go for it.
I don't get any kind of advantage or anything.
Nope.
I have nothing to do because I am supposed to use a sword.
What is your favorite enemy again?
Plants.
That's right.
Yeah, and it's a longbow, and you're rather small. So how are you like?
I'm allowed to still use a longbow for
Right,
some
but
reason. I was like,
The way. It
yeah, I
pushes
use my feet. I go like, boom.
You just sit on your butt.
Pull it back. Like he's launching water balloons.
Yeah.
Deadly, deadly water balloons.
Just make sure it's a little crooked.
Oh, no, you're gonna.
So I'm doing the test. So that's 24.
Yeah, that totally hits. Go ahead and roll damage on the front boy.
The front boy.
Oh, also, the wyvern flying forward and attacking you would have triggered your attack that you had.
Opportunity.
Not attack of opportunity, but your held action. Oh, no, because you
No,
didn't cast a spell.
because
That's
you
right,
cast
that's
a
right. Sorry. All over the place.
Pretty good. Wowzers! That's a 1 plus.
Plus your dexterity.
Yeah, so 4 damage.
4 damage, alright. Not terrible. Not
So my
terrible.
little like thunk out of my feet. Pew!
Yeah,
Just a tiny
and he
little.
watches, the arrow does make purchase, but almost just from, and you can see now just the musculature of this creature beneath its scales as it pulses its wings, just flexing, and the arrow that pierces through its kind of like open chest, just from the beating of its wings, kind of breaks off and falls out.
Yeah.
any-
I'll put my arrow count at 19.
All right. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
I would like to move closer to it. Well, I go and Dak hops on my shoulder. My speed is 25 feet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Perfect.
Yeah. And I got Dak with me.
All right. That brings us to the crowd. The small family.
Roll to panic.
Actually, no. This is Tanya. The small family. That's Banjo. Oh, this is the small family. They're gonna turn and head inside.
That makes a lot of sense.
So they run into the cabin down the stairwell towards where all of your bunks are. Tanya is going to. She just kind of turns, and on her turn, she's just going to kind of address everybody that's still on deck and be like, "Please try to stay together, everyone. This is an emergency situation." And that's going to bring us to.
Fucking Tanya.
She like putting on a parachute while she's
Something
on.
out of that tiny
No, she's just chilling, man.
How did she not try to charisma check this one? Her whole job is charisma.
That's going to bring us to ammo.
Tanya!
I'm gonna go for that same one I've been shooting, but
All right.
I'm not gonna use shadow arrow.
Absolutely, just regular arrow.
Just regular arrow. That's a 7 plus 8.
15. 15 hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Not super hard to hit. These things are pretty big.
They're pretty. That's an 8 plus 4.
They're just walls of meat. 12. All right.
Walls of stabby meat.
Walls of stabby, biting meat.
How high up are they flying? The ones up
Those two are 50 feet up.
50 feet up.
This one is actually level with deck now because it's kind of in combat with Zaccus.
Gotcha.
Does that end your turn?
Yeah, I think it. Well, actually, move out of these 5, 10, 15. I don't want to fall down through that.
That's fair.
So, yeah, that's it.
All right, that's going to bring us to Akkar.
That's me. I'm a car. I think a car is.
I'm a bus.
The door is a car. I think I want to get like kind of underneath it a little bit, like kind of move. I can't make it all the way to the front, but kind of anticipating these landing to the best of my ability. I think that's the brunt of my movement there.
Okay.
About 10 short, and then just stay as prepared as possible for that thing to land, because I'm really out of range for most of this.
I think you should have some like darts on you that you can throw as a monk. I mean,
I have a longbow, but it's not really my thing.
Do you have a longbow?
I have a longbow.
Cool.
I mean, I'll give it a shot. I mean, why not? Let's go for a fucking longbow.
Yeah, so
Why
as
not?
Akkar like rushes over very quickly, he kind of stands there and looks up and he's like, pulls the longbow out.
Remembering all the times he failed at longbow class.
Yeah, Akkar strikes me as the type to like keep his quiver like at his side too, so he's like doesn't even have to reach up.
I don't know what I'm doing. That's just 16.
It's going to be dexterity plus your proficiency modifier, I believe.
That sounds right.
Well, that's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Which one are you aiming at?
The one that took the bite.
So,
Yeah.
Out of the crystal?
Yes.
Okay,
so the
so
closest
this
one to me. I
Oh
believe.
boy. My secrets.
Yeah, I believe this is the neck damage.
Yes.
That's
so
the biter.
you're going for the one who hasn't been attacked yet.
Yeah.
Go for it.
What am I doing for damage on
That
this?
hit. So yeah, it's a D8 for the longbow plus your dexterity modifier.
Neato.
Oh damage. That's a D10.
Yeah.
You want the,
It is a
the
10,
diamond
isn't
D
it?
one. Right next to it.
Oh fuck. Can we go
Did you roll
down
a 1
again?
also?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. That's 5.
Okay, not terrible, not terrible.
Separate these a bit.
That's gonna bring us to Zaccus.
So I reel back, all poison, angry, ready to smite. So I'm going to use my
Poison,
oath of
angry, and ready to
vengeance
smite.
against Miss Laverne,
Ooh.
which gives me advantage on it.
Right.
As a free action.
Yes.
And then I'm going to divine smite him right in his stupid lizard face
Cool.
with the might of Palor
Through your weapon attack, I
through
believe.
my weapon attack.
All right. So go ahead and roll. Attack roll. Add your strength modifier, I assume. What weapon are you rolling with?
Warhammer.
Warhammer.
I have advantage, so I roll twice.
Yes. Take the
So-
higher. Add your strength plus your proficiency
I
bonus.
had 21 to hit.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage for your
Nice.
smite warhammer. And you guys watch as Zaccus lifts his warhammer up and kind of spins it around, bringing it behind his head. It begins to kind of glow vibrantly with yellowish gold light that kind of makes its way up from his hand and seeps through the hammer, kind of almost showing through like cracks as he brings it back and down onto the wyvern's head.
Did you roll a fucking 1?
D8s are against us tonight.
y'all gotta roll
Win-win.
on your pages. This is not a convenient tablecloth.
Don't forget all that smite damage. That's the good shit.
Are you going from 1 to 2 to 3?
Just goes like.
But that sneak attack damage guy got a 6.
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
Just go. Ah! 3.
I did 12 damage.
12's good.
Not bad, not bad.
For the amount of dice that I rolled, it should have been a lot cooler.
All right.
This is a meaty wyvern.
Anything else you want to do on your turn? You holding your ground?
And then I'm, as my extra action, I'm going to grab the wound and spend 5 hit points to heal
Lay on
myself.
hands?
Yeah.
All right. You see, after he does so, bringing down his hammer, which the cracks of divine energy that have built up around it explode upon arriving at the creature's head, and it reels back and squeals from the pain, and as it does, you see as Zaccus takes the opportunity to reach up and touch himself, and you see a very similar glow, but much softer as it kind of goes into his wound from the stinger from earlier. That brings us back to the wyverns.
My piss is a free action.
Wyverns, wyverns, I don't know, what do you guys think?
I think
What's
it's
the-
wyvern.
Wyvern sounds like more intense.
Wyvern is more fun for me to say, but wyvern feels right.
Yeah.
You know? Let us know in the chat.
Yeah. Wyvern or
Just
wyvern?
spell it, you know?
Yeah, phonetically.
No, just spell it.
Like dictionary.
Type wyvern in the chat. Okay, so these
I do
two
that
up
by
here
wyvern.
are going to go for the crystals again. They both succeed. Okay. As they do, we're going to go ahead and drop combat because I'm going to change this up a little bit. You watch as one of the wyverns up top, Akkar, you've been keeping a very close eye on these ones, reaches out and takes another bite into the crystal, and you watch as a crack kind of fissures and goes around to the other side, and you're like, that doesn't seem good. And just as you're having this thought, the other wyvern lashes forward and bites the same crystal, which then shatters. The ship begins to list. What are you guys doing? As it begins to spiral downward. And you watch as the two wyverns up top begin to, they just hold their position in the sky. And this one is actually going to attempt to back off. So Nathan, if you, Zaccus, excuse me, if you would like to make an attack of opportunity, you can do that if you would like. I think you can smite in those too if you want. It's just a matter of
It's
spinning
what I
the
hit
spell
with a
slot.
melee weapon attack, so
Yeah.
he's gonna get another.
Spanking.
That's 21.
Spank that scaly boy. That hits.
Spank that scaly boy. Spank that scaly boy. We got the
God damn
YouTube.
it.
We got the YouTube title.
Spank that scaly boy. You got time running.
Tough Crit, episode 1. Spank that scaly boy.
Welcome once again to
We're out of
Spank That
initiative?
Scaly Boy.
We're out of initiative, yeah.
Initiative. Okay.
I do 11 damage to him.
Can I see how close we are to the island? Are we over it?
You are above the island. You're still about 100 feet up and quickly dropping at this point.
Cool.
Nose first.
Dude,
It's kind of to the side, and you're kind of going in circles.
Okay.
You've lost one crystal, one is still intact, but that wooden creaking is getting louder and louder, and the ship is continuing to not hold its course. And you hear the captain just yelling curses as she's pulling on the mast wheel.
Yeah, sure.
Saul, that's Saul.
In the comments.
Captain Matilda, you all met her upon arriving on board.
The other crystal hasn't been damaged?
It hasn't been damaged, no.
No. Okay, can I shoot it?
The crystal?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
I shoot it.
Make an attack roll.
I'm trying to balance it out.
I miss.
Thank God.
Unless an 8 hits it.
It actually does. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
These things are boulder sized. It's like its armor class is like
he's doing
5.
whatever the fuck is wrong with him. I'm gonna run around the ship and get everybody that
7.
I can.
Okay, so Lars comes up to all
I'm
of
gonna
you.
go to the other side. I see
That's
where I
7.
can.
I'm trying to steady our descent is what I'm trying to do. That's 7 damage to the other crystal.
Okay, as you
I
do
shoot
so.
at it again.
All right, as you do so,
It's 7 again.
that hits.
Yeah.
So the first one, a little bits of crystal shard off, and the ship does kind of steady, but you notice as it starts
That
falling
was
faster.
10. That was 10 on the second shot.
And Gibbol, you're letting the air out of the
Points
balloon.
of damage.
As he's doing this,
10 damage,
I'm taking my rope out of my thieves' kit, wrapping it around the strongest point of the ship, and
The
kind of
ledge.
beckoning people to get closer to the rope so we can slide down it as we.
Okay,
I
I
think
cast
Lars.
Featherfall on everybody on board.
you cast
Dak
Featherfall?
puts both of his
How many
claws on my
creatures can you
shoulders
do with
and
I can hit 5,
like
but I
tries
can
to
do it 3
flap,
more
but it doesn't
times.
do anything.
It is concentration though, so you would have to like change.
No, it's not.
It's not? Let me see.
No, it sure is not.
Let me see.
It sure
Is that crystal
as
dead?
shit isn't. Stop hitting the crystal, you dipshit.
Just Gibbol, seriously, fucking stop shooting the fucking
I
guy.
hit the crystal.
Featherfall is not a
It's
concentration
not a
spell.
concentration spell. I cast it on everybody left on board.
Okay, so
Everybody get close to the girl over here.
as
Okay.
Gibbol continues firing arrows wildly at the other crystal,
Nine
it
more
shatters.
damage, so total.
After the second arrow, it shattered and exploded, and the
Okay.
ship was in free fall. Almost immediately, you
But we're
watch-
not spinning.
No, you're just falling.
Yeah, good.
So
But we're not spinning.
you all watch, like thousands of feet up in the air, as the ship begins to fall beneath you. And you find yourselves strangely, as the ship begins to fall, you all hear Lars begin speaking in these kind of strange, whisperish, arcane tongues. And you watch as a section of tattoos along her arm kind of lights up. And as it does, she waves her arms out at 5 of the closest people, and they begin to just kind of stay present. And she does this 2 more times afterwards, and everyone is just kind of gently...
Except for the people that went back in the cabin, idiots.
I ran around.
Yeah.
I was gathering this side. She was on that side.
Yeah.
Those,
They're all back in.
roll me an investigation check.
Yes.
Oh,
Both of you.
shit, I don't like it.
I don't like it either. Please be nice.
Oh, let the other ones die. Plot armor. Plot armor.
That's a 5.
Lars?
That's a good one. I mean, I saw
You're
them go
intelligent.
in there, right?
13.
13. Unfortunately, the DC was 15. They were afraid and they were hiding, so they ran below deck, and you
Should've
guys
been
weren't,
brave, like
you guys
us.
weren't able to find them. Then maybe they got out.
I don't want to talk about
We'll
that.
never know.
Yeah, go
But-
to the Patreon if you want to see the fate of those
That's
fuckers.
Yeah, you have to be able to see them though. So, as you all watch, the ship plummets beneath you before sliding along the side of a raised mountainish area of red sand, and you see an explosion of red sand as it collides and begins sliding down the side of the mountain. You all currently are falling at 60 feet, like 10 feet every second, which is like being in a parachute, essentially. But the ground is quickly approaching. Is there anything you guys are going to do to prepare for hitting the ground, which is right about now?
I mean, I would like to prepare. I mean, I've had some time to look at the ground as it approaches. Like, I'd like to
Yeah.
bend
Try
the
to, how
knees
many
a
feet
little.
were before? How many feet did we fall from? Like free fall to like?
Like
how many
when was
how many
landing
feet
in
were we in Featherfall?
And we're landing in sand, correct?
about, I would say like 600 feet. You
Okay,
guys were
so-
about 1,000 feet up. It happened pretty quick
So
after the
we had
ship
like a
listed.
good like 30 seconds of going. Why am I floating?
Okay,
Descent slows to 60.
this is better than fall.
Yeah.
I'm just holding 50 feet of rope in one hand, going.
If
What?
a creature lands before
Thank
the
you,
spell
Halo.
ends, it takes
Yeah.
no falling damage and can land on its feet.
All right, perfect.
I prepare to land.
I try
the stick and
to
everything.
So,
I try to jump into sand and not on the ship because I am right here.
so you guys have drifted. The ship landed because you're falling at a slower rate and there is air. You guys are kind of being pushed away from it, further to the
Acrobatics check to do a
North?
parkour roll.
no, further to the
I hit.
west.
Oh, okay.
You were west of the ship.
Okay.
No problem. The fall was slow enough that you guys managed to just
that was
catch
an
yourselves
18.
without taking any damage. As
It
you
was an
stand,
18. How cool did I look? It was an 18.
pretty cool. There's like a little splash of red sand that he aimed for.
Did you see Superman landing?
You look around, and instead of seeming impressed, most people are just kind of horrified about
Yeah.
what just happened to them. As you stand to get your bearings, the first outsiders to set foot on Thaleoth in Millennia, now seemingly stranded, that's where we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back in like 20-ish minutes.
Yeah.
You know us though, so
P
time.
and smoke. P and smoke.
All right.
Did Tanya make it?